Hello, hello, and welcome to Women Thrive Unleashing the Power Women Voices event. I'm so thrilled to have you here because this is our last speaker showcase before the year ends. And if you have been following our journey, you probably met quite a few of our speakers already, and you probably know what to expect. But if you are new here, settle down because you're in for an absolute treat. And I'm really looking forward to presenting you with our incredible speakers today. But first, before we begin, I want to say hello to my lovely co host, Abigail. Hi.
Hi, Ramunda. Hello, the second time today we've done this, our showcase, and it's so great to be here for the last ever showcase for 2025.
Yes, and we're getting ready and in the mood for Christmas.
Oh, we're Christmassy. I thought I'd have a change of outfit inspired by the red. So yeah, we're all I think we're all quite red as well. Marielle, who's our first speaker, she's all in red as well today.
Yeah, well, I know today is going to be a great fun because this morning we already hosted, I think, 10 of our amazing speakers, and it was just so inspirational. So many women with powerful stories, and we actually joked that even just sitting through half of the event felt like a whole transformational journey that people went on with along with our speakers. So what to expect if you're tuning in now at the beginning of this event? I want to say stick around because you're in for a treat to meet some of our amazing speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. And this year we had more than 1,500 women apply for their spots to speak at the Women Thrive Summit. But today you get to meet 10 of those ladies who are going to be featured as speakers at the event in March. So I'm really looking forward to presenting you the speakers. They got to share some of their personal stories, how they overcome some of the challenges, how they've grown in business and life and professional careers. So you can expect lots of nuggets of insights, knowledge, and probably inspiration. Abigail, we've been doing this. I think it's our second or third year doing this and co-hosting also our podcasts and the showcases. I know you've met all of the ladies as well. What do you think are people in for?
Well, definitely inspirational talks and stories. That's one of the things that I really love actually about our speakers. They're great storytellers and they bring this, lived life experience into the equation. And then one of the things that we really, baby just popped up. I'm so sorry. I just saw a pop-up. That's so funny and brilliant. One of the things that I really took away actually this morning is that there was a lot of tangible actions. I feel like this time of year is a really great time of year to look back and contemplate and look at, would I have done things differently and how do I want to do things in a different way next year, and actually start to learn from experiences. So that is definitely something that we're going to be experiencing today. And of course, we already know who our speakers are. We can see them in the green room. So we know the caliber and we know their story. And we're really excited to share this with you today.
She said, Abigail's got a Christmas dress.
Selena. Hi, Selena. Selena's our third co-host, maybe fourth co-host actually today. The whole family's here.
Get them involved early. That's all I say.
Absolutely. So, shall we move on to our first speaker before
we're gonna have fun? But why don't we introduce our first speaker and get rolling?
Absolutely. I am very excited to get rocking and rolling today. So I am very excited to introduce our first speaker. Marielle Speakjens is a midlife reinvention and confidence coach and the founder of Mind Breeze by M. Say yes to life again. She helps women in midlife rebuild confidence, realign with what matters, and design a next chapter they're excited to say yes to. I love this. I love your bio, by the way, Marielle, because yes is in capitals, and I'm like, yes. Through her 5C method, courage, confidence, clarity, commitment, celebration, she pairs straight talking coaching with practical habits and micro promises that last. Marielle, welcome, our first speaker on our last showcase of 2025. How are you?
I'm very well, Abigail. Thank you.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. Really looking forward to your talk. Please take the stage, and I will come on afterwards and have a little conversation with you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Before we do anything else, let me ask you one simple question. When was the last time you truly paused? Not to catch up, not to fix something, but to actually listen to yourself. Hi, I'm Marielle, founder of Mind Breeze. I'm a midlife reinvention and confidence coach. I work with women who've spent years taking care of everyone else, partners, children, careers, and who often around menopause and an emptying nest quietly find themselves asking, who am I now? Beyond all these roles, what could my next chapter look like? And where do I even begin? This morning's showcase was powerful, and one theme kept returning: the power of pause. So tonight, less than a week before the holiday starts, I won't offer advice. I'll simply invite you to let go for a moment. I want to invite you to do something a little different and deeply self-honoring, especially for this time of the year. Stop planning. Stop organizing. Stop holding it all together. Just arrive. Wherever you are right now, sitting, standing, or half listening while doing something else, let your body land for a moment. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to be. You're enough, exactly as you are. December can be hectic, full of expectations you never consciously agreed to. And when life has asked a lot of you for years, this season can feel like a long, whole inhale with no space to exhale. So let's change that right here. I'm going to guide you through a short breathing pause. Nothing complicated. Just a gentle shift. One of the fastest ways to tell your nervous system that you are safe. If it feels comfortable, gently close your eyes. If not, soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Then take a tiny extra sip of air at the top. And now let it all out through your mouth. Long, slow, unforced. Again, in through your nose, a little top up, and a long exhale. One more time. In through your nose, a little top up, and a long exhale. As you breathe out, let your shoulders drop. Soften your jaw. Let your body get the message. You're safe. You're okay. You can let go. And with your eyes still closed, place one hand on your chest and silently ask yourself, what am I carrying into this holiday season that was never meant to come with me? Just notice a word, a feeling, a place in your body. Nothing to fix. Awareness is enough. And for a moment now, nothing is required of you. With your eyes still closed, imagine the quiet moment over the holidays. It's early, before the noise, before the expectations. The house is still. Soft light comes in through a window. No one needs anything from you. No decisions, no responsibilities. And in this moment, You are not behind. You're not late. You don't need to get anything right. You're simply here, and gently ask yourself, how do I want to feel during this holiday season? Not what I need to do, not who I should be, just how do I want to feel? Let that answer land lightly. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back and slowly open your eyes. This is the work I care most about. Not pushing harder, not reinventing yourself by changing everything, but creating enough space to hear your own inner voice again and to follow your inner compass. Midlife is a crisis. It's an invitation to align, to stop performing and start living in a way that truly fits who you are now. One of the bravest and most rewarding things you can do is authentically be you while you design the next chapter of your life. If this moment resonates with you, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Substack under my full name, Marielle Spetjens. You can also learn more about my story and my work at mindbreeze.ae. And if something in you feels curious to go deeper, please save Wednesday, 18 March, 11 a.m. Lisbon, London time, where I will be speaking on the Women Thrive Summit 2026. And there we'll explore what it truly means to say yes to life again, from the inside out. For now, take this calm with you into the rest of December and into the new year. Thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you so much, Marielle. What a beautiful way to start our showcase this morning. And when you were talking there about that stillness, you know, I love that time, waking up really early. There's just me and the sunlight coming through the window. And it's such a magical time in the morning. And especially at this time of year, when it can feel really hectic. There's so many things going on. We're tested to our ultimate limit, you know, and having to put those boundaries in place and actually taking that time in the morning just to be by yourself is so precious, and a precious gift that we can give ourselves. And I really love how you name the fact that midlife is a crisis. It's a crisis. Mm-hmm. And it's a big wake-up call. You know, I was reading your magazine the other day that's in the Women Thrive magazine, article in the Women Thrive magazine, just amazing. You know, and you're talking there about the mask that we can often put on as we enter into midlife, but actually this is about living life in a different way, you know, and allowing that sparkle to come out, but maybe in a different way.
Yes. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
Marielle, you mentioned there about your talk on the summit, and we're very excited to have you on there. What are you most looking forward to about the summit?
It's like every step I take now is a step towards the summit. So I see it as the cherry on the cake. And I'm really excited to speak for a big audience. I'm really excited to do this together with all the women I've met in this year's group. So yeah, it's a big milestone for me in 2026 that I'm preparing for and moving towards. So I have to figure out what to do after.
I'm sure you've got lots of things up your sleeve, Maria.
Yeah.
Where can you remind us again where we can find you online?
I'm mainly on Facebook, but I have an account on Instagram and LinkedIn, and recently on Substack. I love to write, so my first stories are there. And if you want to know more about my background and my story and the work what I do, you can visit me on my website, and that's mindbreeze.ae.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marielle, for opening today. And season's greetings to you.
To you too, Abigail. And to everybody who's listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So that was Marielle Speakins. Please make sure that you go and follow, connecting with her. And, we'd love to know in the comments how you're finding Marielle's talk, and all of the speakers, actually. Please let us know whereabouts in the world you're calling in from, if you really resonate with what's being spoken about, if you have any questions. We love, even though we can't see you, we can see you in the comments. So we'd love to know how our talks are landing with you today as well, and how you resonate with them. Well, we have got a very, very packed show today, so we are going to move very swiftly on to our next amazing speaker. Her name is Dana S. Diaz. She is a best-selling and award-winning author of a memoir trilogy based on her personal experiences with abuse and domestic violence and the healing journey she was led on as a result. She's been featured on nearly 300 podcasts worldwide and is now the host of Women Thrive's TV new show, Shifting Gears, which is just brilliant. Known as the power shifter when she takes the stage, Dana is a truth teller and transformational guide who's helping women reclaim their voices and their choices. Welcome, Dana.
Thank you so much. I love that we're all wearing red today. We didn't even plan this.
I know. It was not a word spoken, and yet here we are.
Very festive.
Ho, ho, ho. Dana, it's wonderful to see you. I'm going to put you onto the stage now, and then we can have a chat when you've finished.
Very good. It happened to you, but it wasn't about you. Let me say that one more time. It happened to you, but it wasn't about you. You see, most of us go through life thinking that life is happening to us, that the tragedies and misfortunes and the mistakes we make are a consequence of something in ourselves that's broken or deficient. This was the case with a gentleman I met last weekend. He was sitting nearby me at a gathering, and I could see from his slumped shoulders and just the sadness in his eyes that maybe he needed to talk. So I engaged him in conversation. And after chatting for a few minutes, he shared that his life was sort of tragic in his eyes because his mother had referred to him as a rape baby the whole while he was growing up, and that it was still affecting him to this day. Having been born to an unwed teenage mother who claimed the same about me, despite having named me after my father and repeatedly expressing upset that he didn't marry her to correct the mistake that my untimely conception was perceived to be, I knew the gentleman's pain all too well. I had to know the rejection of my mother having intended to abandon me at the hospital where I was born. I had to know the pain of her emotional neglect when I was sent to live with her and her husband. I knew the pain of being treated like an obligation, of being scolded for wanting more than just the food, clothing, and shelter that she so often reminded me I should be more grateful that they were providing me because I was a burden onto them just by my existence. And the various abuses I endured, they just added to my feelings of unworthiness. I thought I didn't deserve better than what I was given, and that perhaps my stepfather was right when he would tell me that I shouldn't have ever even been born. Then one night when I was 16 years old, all of those years of suffering erupted out of me. From the threshold of my mother and stepfather's bedroom door, I screamed, "Why don't you care about me?" And my mother said nothing. She didn't even look in my direction. If she had, she would have seen the desperation in my teary eyes. The desperation to be seen, to be validated, to be acknowledged at all, but she didn't. So I screamed louder, and again, nothing. So I yelled even louder, and this time I yelled profanities at the top of my lungs to provoke her. I'll spare us the details of the remainder of that story, which resulted in the most abusive physical assault I'd ever endured, one which I thought my life would actually end in. But I share it as a reminder that we all go through something, or multiple things. We all endure tragedies. We all endure mistreatment. We all endure illnesses and misfortunes or abuses of some sort. But what we all need to remember is that it has nothing to do with us. In my case, my mother projected her unhealed shame onto me because to her, I was the physical reminder of a moment she never reconciled with herself. Instead of taking accountability for her choices, she displaced them onto me. But I am no mistake. I was meant to be here to fulfill my purpose, part of which is to remind all of you that whoever it was that said that crippling thing to you, whatever was done to you, whatever shaped the story you've been telling yourself about your worth or your place in this world, that was their trauma. That was their inability to face their own demons. But it has nothing to do with you. I will be celebrating my 50th birthday on December 27th in just less than 2 weeks. And I will hear from many people who will love me, but not from my mother, even though we share the same birthday. Yes, that is one of the greatest ironies of my life, is that I was born on my mother's birthday. But although she never learned to love herself enough to love me, life taught me how to love myself enough to live a full, blessed, and abundant life anyway. Because love is always the answer, and love is always an option. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself. It's the greatest gift you can offer others, and it's the most powerful legacy you can leave behind in this world. My name is Dana S. Diaz, also known as the Power Shifter. And if you would like to know more about my story, you can visit danasdiaz.com. But before I go, I want to say it one more time because so many people need to hear this, especially this time of year. You matter, you are loved, you are lovable, and your worth is not something others get to decide. Thank you.
Oh, Dana, thank you so much. Another beautiful talk, very inspirational. And you know that we love you. And what you talk about is a very delicate matter. And I love that your message is about, you take the responsibility, but also really, what other people think about you is none of your business. You do you, boo, right? That's the message. You go out there and shine your light. And, these things come up, don't they? Like broken families and broken relationships, and maybe people that are toxic relationships that you no longer want to be a part of. But it always feels like this year when everyone's coming together, it's kind of a reminder.
Yes.
How do you kind of brace yourself for that and manage yourself and your own emotions through this season?
It used to be very difficult, but I just can't say enough about the healing. You have to do the work. It's a shame that we are burdened with that responsibility. I hate the word victim, but for lack of better words, being a victim of circumstances, we are burdened with the responsibility of our own healing. And honestly, I have cried every year up to about, I think my 48th birthday was the last year I cried. And it's sad, but when I found a way to love my mother, to love myself enough to be able to love my mother because she was the vessel that brought me here, then it's okay, because I'm here. No matter what the circumstances were, I'm here. And honestly, any woman would be proud to call me a daughter. I'm an amazing and fabulous woman, and everybody is amazing in their own right. And we all have so much to offer each other, but some people are not going to be receptive, and some people might be our mother or our family members. But it's okay. It doesn't mean that we are any less or inept in any way. We can still be love to others and receive love from others. So that's all it's about. I'm going to be smiling and happy. And in my heart, I will wish my mother well and wish her a happy birthday. And life goes on.
You certainly are amazing, Dana. And one of the things that I remember is we're on a speaker call because with all of our speakers every year, We have the opportunity for our speakers to come onto calls and connect with one another and share stories and, potentially collaborate with one another, build those relationships. And we have a speaker call every single week leading up to the summit, apart from next week and the week after, because we're all like celebrating whatever we celebrate. And I remember on one of the calls, you were showing such gratitude for your Christmas, and you flipped the script. So I don't want to put words into your mouth, but I think it was something around the lines of, I'm so grateful that, I get to hang out with my partner and we don't need to worry about the family, whose house are we going to go to on Christmas, and the family arguments. And it made me chuckle because I feel the same, I'm so grateful because I'm also not with my family. And I'm so grateful to know that on Christmas Day, Kev and I are going to go out for a really nice grown-up meal. We're going to have a bottle of champagne. We're then going to come home and take the dog for a walk. And this, it's all going to be really lovely. And it's just being grateful and seeing the opportunities in any situation, right? Flipping the script.
It's a choice. Happiness is a choice. And when it comes down to it, what really helped me in my healing, it was a very blunt decision for me, but it was like, do I want to keep suffering and living that life of, depression and no, nobody wants that. That's not life. Or do I want to be happy and move on? And it's not easy. There's a lot of work, but choose happiness, choose joy. It's always available. You just have to make it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you chose happiness, and I'm glad that you chose Women Thrive as well to come in and speak on our stage. Dana, can you just remind everyone where we can find you on socials, your website, etc.?
Absolutely. My website, danasdiaz.com, and that has the links to the socials. My favorite place is Instagram, though, so you can find me there at danas.diaz, and the dot is not spelled out. It is an actual dot. So danas.diaz. I'll see you on Instagram.
Well, you've got lots of love for you in the chat, so you can go away and read that now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Dana S. Diaz. Please make sure you go and connect with her, a very inspirational lady. And oh my goodness, the story she tells and the movement that she is leading is incredible. We are moving on to our next speaker now. I see her in the green room. I've had the absolute pleasure to hang out with her a few times actually this week. So it's wonderful to see her and to introduce our next amazing speaker. Her name is Dr. R.G. Nichols. She is a visionary leader, estate and legacy mentor, and the creator of Her Legacy Framework. With over 45 years of experience in education and leadership, RG empowers women 55 plus to shape their spiritual, emotional, relational, and financial legacies. RG, welcome.
Thank you, Abby. I didn't get the memo about the red, but I do have on my red fingernails. So,
Oh, there you go. We're good. You've passed.
Yeah, okay. And Dana, this is going to be really hard to follow you, but you know what? You were also born on my mother's birthday, so happy birthday a little early.
Oh, that's wonderful, RG. Right, I'm going to remove myself from the stage and I'll come on after your talk.
Okay. Ladies, today we're going to talk about the golden chapter, how you can write your chapter and be proud of it. So here's what I want you to know. Midlife is not a crisis, it's a calling. In my Cherokee heritage, winter was not the end of the year, it was the beginning. It's the season of fire, storytelling, and truth. So when a woman reaches her midlife, her spirit is not asking for more hustle, it's asking for honesty. And because success can build a life, and a very successful life it can build, but only the truth can be built with a legacy. My name, as Abby said, is Dr. R.G. Nichols. I spent over 45 years in education and leadership, guiding institutions, guiding faculty, guiding families, and women through seasons of transition. I am a leadership educator, a master financial coach, and an estate and legacy mentor. You just heard that from Abby, and now you hear it from me again. So here's what I want you to know. My deepest authority does not come from those titles or the degrees that I've earned. It comes from walking with women through the movement of achievement. And when that movement no longer satisfies their needs, it's when that movement becomes non negotiable. I help high achieving women stop asking this question. So, what's next? I want them to start asking, what is remaining? And here's what I know to be true. Most women don't need another life goal. They need permission to reclaim the pen. Somewhere along the way, many of us handed our story to expectations, responsibility, and perhaps survival. We learned to perform, but not always how to heal. In Cherokee tradition, storytelling is medicine, very powerful medicine. And when the truth is spoken, the spirit exhales. So I'm going to ask every woman today this question. Who's been holding your pen? And isn't it time that you take your pen back? Because success alone cannot satisfy the soul. Legacy begins when we move from achievement to significance. And that is exactly why I created Her Life Legacy Frameworks. I want to tell you what HER stands for. H is to honor your story, even the parts that perhaps you just survive quietly, because nothing is wasted when it's a witness. E is for education, education of the next generation. And it's not just about money. It's about wisdom and values and truth. R, rise with clarity, emotional, financial, every way that you can imagine. So your legacy is intentional, not accidental. So this is how I help women step into their golden chapter with peace, purpose, and power. And here's what I want you to remember today. Your golden chapter is not about fixing the past, although there may be a few things that need to be fixed, but it's about stewarding what remains. I want you to know that you're not behind, you are becoming. And if you have that little feeling stirring inside your heart, that's not restlessness, that's remembrance. So pick up your pen, sit by the fire of your choice, maybe on a beach, maybe a big old fireplace, and write the ending that you and generations after you will be so proud to read. Thank you.
Dr. RG, thank you so much. I love when you speak about your Cherokee heritage and the storytelling, because you are such an amazing storyteller. And what a fantastic time of year to be able to create those memories as part of your legacy. And when you were talking at the end there about pick up your pen and write the ending, I was also thinking, oh my goodness, it's such a, you can find that quiet pocket of time at this time of year as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to be able to journal and be able to write the next chapter of the next year, then what a fantastic time of year to be able to do that, RG.
Absolutely. To me, Christmas and the holiday season is just magical. And this is what I tell my family, that Christmas for me doesn't come just one day out of the year. It's every day of the year. And I can stop and celebrate their lives and my life and whatever. I'm always grateful to be on this earth and tell these stories. And so even even my family knows that because I never take my nativity scene down. I may not take my Christmas tree down this year. And I live in a rather small house, Abby. So I have to tell you, I have about 37 trees up. And my husband, my husband, who is Papa Santa, just comes in and shakes his head and he said, "Honey, you've really got the Christmas spirit this year." And I'm like, "Thank you, sweetheart."
Oh my goodness, I saw on socials you were sharing Papa Santa. It's just fantastic, Archie. Brilliant.
He,
We need to come to your house for Christmas one year.
oh, everyone is invited to come to my house. And let me tell you, between the two of us, we really can lay out some really good traditional food and holiday treats. So everyone's welcome. And I'll even share my ink pen with you.
Well, Archie, thank you so much for being part of this journey with us so far this year and coming on today and sharing your stories and sharing your heart and your incredible wisdom. And we are very, very excited to have you speak on the summit next year. Can you remind us again where we can find you on socials? Where can we connect with you?
Absolutely. I'm on all the platforms and I just go by my full name, RG Nell Nichols. And you can find me that way everywhere. And my website is herlifelegacy.com.
Wonderful. Thank you, RG. Well, enjoy all your Christmas trees and your festivities and creating wonderful legacies for your beautiful, beautiful family. And thank you for coming and speaking on the stage today.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, RG. Okay, so that was RG Nell Nichols. Be sure to track her down and connect with her on social media, visit her website. You will get all the stories and more. And of course, learning how to create an incredible legacy. We are moving on to another powerful speaker. I'm always excited to hear what she has to say. So our next speaker is Dr. Meg Gibson, and she is a powerhouse leadership development and personal branding strategist with over 30 years of experience helping professional women move from invisible to unforgettable. As the founder and CEO of True Choices Consulting, she equips high-achieving women to rise with clarity, confidence, and presence, aligning their voice, their values, and their vision to create bold, authentic brands that command influence and inspire impact. Known for her transformational coaching and magnetic presence, Dr. Meg doesn't just teach leadership, she embodies it, empowering women to own the room, own their power, and lead unapologetically. Dr. Meg, it's wonderful to have you here. Oh, Dr. Meg, you are muted. You just need to put the button down at the bottom. There's a microphone button down at the bottom. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Yay.
This is a showcase all about empowering the voices of women, and we need your voice, Dr. Meg. We really do.
Oh, goodness. I am doing fine, and thank you. I look forward to this so much.
We are so excited to hear you speak. Please take it away, and we'll put back afterwards for a chat.
Okay. I love doing these because it's almost like we're interconnected with each other. But before I say anything else, I invite you to take just one breath. And that breath is not to prepare, not to perform, but to just arrive. Because if you're not present right now, you're going to miss this moment. So remember when we were children, and while we were running and laughing and playing, our parents would say, "Sit still." And we couldn't. We couldn't sit still because life felt like it was passing us by. There were toys to play with, games to win, places to go. Time felt limited. Bedtime was coming. So we tried to squeeze every ounce out of every waking moment. Sitting still was never an option. And guess what? That same energy followed us into adulthood. If I ask you to describe what your day looks like, I'm almost certain it would be filled with doing. Doing for work, doing for family, doing for everyone else. We've learned how to stay busy, but we haven't learned how to be. You see, there's this unspoken belief that we must always be moving, always productive, always involved, always needed. We stay late to finish the project that's due next week. We rush from work to errands. Got to pick up the kids, take them to soccer practice, pick up the baby, go home, cook dinner, help with homework, and prepare tomorrow. And finally, finally, you get a moment to yourself. But not really, because even then, your mind is focused on planning tomorrow. So you skip right past tonight to get there. Bet you I stepped on some toes with that one, right? Yeah, I thought so. So let me ask you this honestly. When do you take time for yourself? Not leftover time, not exhausted time, real time. How much of it do you give yourself? Now, let me add a twist to this. What happens when things begin to fall apart? When disappointment shows up uninvited? When you're hurt? When you feel defeated? And instead of slowing down, we normally try harder to clear the to-do list. So here's my invitation to you. I think we all should do this. Create a not to-do list. All right? Create a not to-do list and sit in it. Welcome the stillness. Invite it in like a guest. Pour it a cup of tea. Let soft music play in the background. Wrap yourself in a cozy blanket. Maybe throw a journal in there. Whatever stillness looks to you, choose it. This is not the moment to fix what's wrong. Not the moment to explain what happened to you or someone you love. Not the moment to repair the job you poured yourself into and they didn't give you anything back. Not the moment to make sense of a betrayal, especially by someone whose soul you once helped. This is the moment to sit. Sit in the feeling, sit with the discomfort, sit with yourself. Because let me tell you, when I sit, I realize emotions are temporary. And it is in that stillness, not the striving, I discovered my strength. I discovered my resilience, my confidence, and my power. Because when you sit, you don't rush your healing. You don't need to outrun your feelings. You don't earn your rest. Because stillness is already waiting for you. It's not trying to break you. It's trying to bring you back home. You see, being still, you will find your way back to the core of who you really are created to be. And that's love. Love for self. And as always, may your life be forever changed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Meg. You always bring a really poignant message. And this slowing down and stillness and sitting with yourself very often can be deeply uncomfortable, can't it? And that's why so many people are addicted to busyness. They're addicted to work, because when you're doing, it can distract you from
Right.
what really needs to be healed. And I love that message.
Thank you. I feel that my greatest hurt I've ever experienced, I've learned to sit in my pain. And it was extremely uncomfortable. But in sitting with it, I came out on the other side a better person. Because when I was younger, I was filled with replacing it with something else. But I didn't learn the lesson. And because I didn't learn the lesson, as life would have it, you repeat it. Okay? I got tired of repeating it. And I remember something happened to me. It was just, I was going through a divorce and it was just horrible. I didn't tell my family or friends. I was separated for 6 months before anyone knew. And I remember telling my sister finally one day, I said, I have hit the proverbial brick wall and I'm just going to stay here. And there's not a lot of space for me to move, but I'm going to stay here. And I did. And I came out on the other side of that, and I was a different woman, a better woman. And I learned to sit in the stillness because the power is there.
Yeah, it is. It's very wise words. You're right. You don't heal it. It comes back and it comes back and it comes back, and it's running rings around you all your life. So it takes a lot of courage to surrender and to sit in that pain. And we're glad that you did, because I'm sure that that was part of the transformation that then created this wonderful, wise mentor and coach and teacher and speaker. And we're so grateful to have you on our stage, Dr. Meg.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So can you share with us where did you go? Can you share with us again where we can find you on socials?
Yes, you can find me on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm on Instagram, but not as much. And Meg Gibson, MEG, GIBSON. And my website is Make True Choices. You can find me there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Dr. Meg Gibson. Please make sure that you go and find her, connect in with her. She's amazing, as is all of our speakers. We are going to be moving swiftly on to our next amazing speaker. Her name is Jennifer D. McLean, and she is a certified life and leadership coach and founder of Mission Inspire. With over 2 decades of experience in non-profit leadership and organizational development, she equips women and mission-driven professionals to lead with clarity and confidence. Her work centers on growth, resilience, and impactful values-based leadership. Jennifer, hi, welcome.
Hi, Abigail. How are you doing?
I'm really good. It's fantastic to have you here. Welcome to the stage. I'm going to hand you over now, and then I will come back after your talk.
All right, thanks. Women's voices don't just create change, they create momentum. And this year, I learned how momentum is built one imperfect act of courage at a time. For me, consistency has looked like showing up, choosing to speak, choosing to stay with it, even when it would have been easier to opt out. Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer D. McLean, social impact leader, life and leadership coach, and founder of Mission Inspire. At the beginning of this year, I would not have used the word speaker to describe myself. Even though I facilitated, even though I trained, even though I stood in front of rooms and led conversations, I didn't fully claim that title. But today, I say it loud and proud. Jennifer D. McLean is a speaker. That shift didn't happen all at once. It happened because I kept using my voice consistently, imperfectly, and on purpose. One way I stretched myself this year was intentionally volunteering to go first on calls, in conversations, in rooms where it would have been easier to stay quiet and wait. Going first doesn't always feel brave. Sometimes it feels exposed, sometimes it feels unnecessary. And sometimes, right after you do it, you think, now, why did I just raise my hand? But every time that I did, my voice grew steadier. And with each moment of practice, my confidence followed. Consistency mattered more than I expected. Since July, I've spoken at these Women Thrive speaker showcases every single month, sometimes in the early afternoon, sometimes waking up at 2 a.m. There was the brainstorming, then the writing, the practicing, and finally, the delivering. And for a few of them, I even watched the recording afterward, which I almost never do. But it wasn't because I was chasing perfection. It was because I was paying attention to my growth. That's what this year has shown me. Confidence doesn't arrive fully formed. It's shaped through repetition. It's strengthened through commitment. And it deepens when we choose to stay with our voice, even as it's evolved. Your voice doesn't need to be finished. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to sound like anyone else's. It needs room to be practiced. And here's the part that we don't talk always about. When women don't use our voices, it's rarely because we don't have anything to say. It's because we've been taught to wait, to be polite, to be prepared, and to be certain before we speak. But waiting has a cost. It costs us visibility, it costs us influence, and sometimes it costs us the opportunity to be seen as the leaders we already are. What I've learned this year is that using your voice isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being present. It's about choosing to speak when your perspective matters. Choosing to speak is how women stop postponing their voice. And every time a woman chooses to speak, even as she's still learning and growing, she creates momentum for herself and for every woman that's watching her. If today's message resonated with you, I love to stay connected. You can find me on my blog, Flourishing Fiercely, where I share stories and tools to help women lead with courage, confidence, and grace. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. And thank you for continuing to use your voice exactly as it is and exactly where you are.
Thank you, Jennifer. Oh my goodness, what a great talk. I really have enjoyed the different themes that you have taken us through every single month on these showcases. And yes, you're right, you've showed up at different times in the day. One time you came onto the AM showcase, which is, silly o'clock at your time, but you've committed to showing up and sharing your voice. And oh my goodness, can you imagine that there was a time where you didn't even call yourself a speaker? And look at you now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that crazy o'clock in the morning. But I learned something through that. Through this process, I said I was going to show up. And so that was the time that was available. So I signed up for that time.
You definitely did. You've showed up. We just love having you as part of our community, and you bringing your wisdom onto the calls as well as onto the showcases. And I wanted to ask you actually, how are you choosing to speak next year? So there's been a lot of reflection in your talk about the fact that you're putting your hand up and you're choosing to speak first. What does that look like for you next year, Jennifer?
So next year I am trying to do more speaking, a few in person. One of the things that I'm looking at is joining Toastmasters so I can do in-person speaking. And also trying to find some podcasts to be on. So if anybody out there have any podcasts, reach out to me to be a guest. And so just stepping my foot forward and prepare myself for this summit in March.
Yes, so I was going to say the summit. I mean, it's going to be here before we know it. We're moving very quickly towards it now, aren't we? What are you most looking forward to about the summit, Jennifer?
I'm looking forward to delivering my talk, of course, but I'm also looking forward to listening to the other ladies' talks. And so every time I listen to the showcase, I always take nuggets from what other people said. And so I'm looking forward to, delivering my talk and being able to share my insights with people and people being able to grow through that, but then also me growing through hearing my fellow speakers.
Yeah, we're so looking forward to hearing your talk, Jennifer. Can you remind us again where we can find you on socials, on your website, etc.?
So socials, LinkedIn is where I hang out the most. If you search for Jennifer D. McClain, you can find me. My website is where my blog is, www.flourishingfiercely.com. I am on Instagram. If you search for Mission Inspire, you can find me on Instagram. And I'm also on Pinterest. You search for Mission Inspire. Inspire with an E.
Inspire with an E. Fantastic. So everyone be sure to go and follow Jennifer. And if you're looking for a podcast guest, there you go. Here she is. Thanks, Jennifer. Thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of the year.
All right. You too.
Oh my goodness. I told you we had a full house, and what an incredible group of speakers we've had already. We are going to be moving into our second half of our showcase very shortly. But I would love to introduce back onto the stage Women Thrive founder and CEO, Ramonda Jan. Hey, Ramonda. Oh, you're muted, Ramonda.
Yes. Hey, well, what a showcase so far, and just so much amazing energy and conversations. I feel inspired. I know our March event is going to be truly, truly incredible with all these amazing speakers.
Yeah, what are you most looking forward to, Ramonda, as we're closing out the year and looking forward to 2020? I keep saying 2016. There's something about 2016, 2026. What are you most looking forward to?
I can't believe we're in 26 already. It's mind-blowing that we in this year. I'm looking forward to curating more women's spaces, more safe spaces, more opportunities for us to get together. I'm looking forward to, of course, the summit, because beautiful celebration, so much energy. And I was just already transporting myself to that week and thinking, oh my God, it's just going to be like a whole week of nonstop amazing sessions, speakers, music, dancing, transformation. But also hearing, just like Jennifer just shared, at some point, I didn't call myself a speaker. Neither have I, right? And here we are today. And when you step into these spaces, it truly is becoming transformative from inside out. And when you surround yourself with inspirational women who are doing amazing things, who are doing maybe the things that you're afraid to do, you start to realize that you can too. And so today we saw Dr. Meg Gibson, who last year she was an attendee at the summit. And this year she's here on our stage, which is amazing. And I can't wait to see her on stage next year and just witness her transformation from being an attendee one year to being on that stage inspiring others. I mean, that's just amazing, really.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing her talk and, witnessing that whole completion of of her journey, and of course seeing all the other speakers on the stage today. Sorry, I'm
Yeah, no problem. Take a
Again,
moment.
croaky at the moment. Okay, fantastic. So shall we carry on with our speakers and go on to our next speaker?
Yeah, we can do. Just want to say, if you're tapping in for this showcase, please let us know where in the world you're joining from, because we have had speakers from all around the world. Also, how can people connect with you? Because some of our speakers may want to go back and connect with you. And if you do feel inspired by any of our speakers, do make sure you connect with them. So this is truly phenomenal event to make some connections and be inspired by our lovely speakers. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, fantastic. So we are going to move on to our next speaker, and I see her sitting in the green room. She's been there for a little while, and I'm so excited to bring her onto stage. Her name is Julie Waz, and she is a certified high performance coach, lawyer, international abstract artist. Oh, it's wonderful, so multifaceted. Author and speaker who empowers midlife women to transform uncertainty into opportunity. The creator of the Unstoppable Mornings Journal and author of the forthcoming book, The Midlife Reboot. She also hosts the YouTube channel Midlife Unleashed. Julie inspires women to see midlife not as a crisis, but as a launch pad to a vibrant, purpose-driven second act. Julie, it's wonderful to have you here. How are you?
Good, Abigail. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on and speaking on our last showcase of 2025. Really excited to hear your talk. I'm going to take myself off stage and hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, or afternoon, or evening, or morning, wherever you are. Thanks for joining. I thought today would be a good time to talk about the empty nest at the holiday time. I spend a lot of time focusing on how you want to make sure that you make the most of the second half of your life and make sure that when your kids do leave in the nest, that you have a lot of fulfilling time, activities, things that you can do to make sure that that time is well spent. Because we all know that we are sad when our children leave. And that's why I wanted to talk about the holidays, because the holiday time is also a time when the kids come home. And they come home for a visit and then they leave. And so it's almost as if you're reliving the empty nest again and again. And that's for sure if your children live somewhere else. For instance, my middle son, who lives in New York, I live in Miami, he's coming tomorrow for the weekend. I'm very excited, can't wait to see him. But I know that Monday night he will fly back to New York. And I think a lot of you can relate to that. And so what I wanted to talk about is you got to make sure that you don't fall into the trap of, oh my God, I'm so sad. My life is over because my kids have left again. Take the time to, yes, be sad when they leave, but also look forward to the activities that now you are doing, whether you're working and you have a side gig, whether you're working and you have a hobby that you're doing. Make sure that you also focus on those, because that's what's so important. Yes, it's okay to be sad. I'm always sad when I take my son to the airport and say bye-bye, because you don't know when you're necessarily going to see them again. And it's always exciting to have them home. But think about this. When they do come home, life is different. So they have their own ways. They've been living their lives and they have their way of doing things that maybe are different from you, because now you've lived your life and you're doing things that maybe you didn't do when they were home. And that's okay. It's a good time to celebrate those things. Maybe talk with your children about what you're doing and the exciting things that you're doing. Your kids want to make sure that you are okay. And I really can't emphasize that enough. I always think back to my mother and how, it was so hard for her when my older sister went to college and she went to bed for 6 weeks, and how terrifying it was for me. And also to feel like, wow, I'm not enough. Mom's feeling so bad about this. We don't want to do that. We don't want to send a message to our children that our entire life is only focused on them. We want to make sure that they know that we're okay, that we have a life, that we have a fulfilling life, that yes, we miss them, no question about it, but that also we have other things that we can do in our lives. and that we can fulfill ourselves that way, and that we need them, but we don't need them to be the only thing in our lives. And it's important to leave that legacy for your children, which is why I'm so passionate about this, why I coach women to reinvent themselves, reboot themselves in midlife and beyond, to make sure that you have just the best second half of your life, because you have a whole half of your life left, and it's time to make the most of it. And if you ever check out my YouTube channel, Midlife Unleashed with Julie Wass, I talk a lot about this. I talk about, the different aspects of midlife and what you can be doing and what you might want to think about going forward. But it's absolutely a time to celebrate you, to celebrate the holidays, spend that great time with your children, enjoy it, soak it up, love every second of it. And then when they leave, be sad for a few minutes, have your own little pity party, we all do, and then move on and go back to the life that you have now claimed for yourself. So just want to remind you that, yes, it's like the empty nest it's almost like Groundhog Day. It recurs over and over again each time your kids come to visit if they live out of town. But it's also your opportunity to plan ahead, to know that you will be sad, but to think about how you're going to share your life with your children in a new way and enjoy the time that you're with them. But look at it as an opportunity to let them know what you're doing with your life. Find out what they're doing with their lives. Come together in a whole new way and enjoy every last second of it. And I'm wishing all of you just a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year and a wonderful life going forward. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. We've had conversations about this before, about the fact that you can feel that your life is over, and you were talking about empty nesting then, and things can feel very different, but actually when you can look at things in a different way and realize that this is, and I'm talking from personal experience as well, because I'm experiencing it at the moment, it's a really magical part of our lives. And there is this kind of like dread, I think, amongst many women that, you get to a certain age or you get to a certain part in your life and like, that's it, life over. And oh my goodness, no, this is like the magic is beginning. The wisdom is coming in. And, if you do have children and then they've left they've left, then amazing, but it gives you so much more freedom, right? And I just love what you speak about.
Well, I think it's just so important because, again, we only have one life to live. And this is the magical time. Just like you said, we've accumulated decades of wisdom. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. We've thought about, we have time to think about, what do we want to do? What really lights us up? What makes us happy? What do we want to, push to the side that no longer serves us? And it's a great opportunity to do it. And you're not too old and you're not too late, because life goes on and you want to make the most of it. And this is a great time. It's the best time because you do have all that wisdom that you've accumulated all those years that now you can put to good use.
Yeah. Someone's just commented on LinkedIn actually, and I've just put their comment on screen because it's so wonderful.
Yes.
I don't know what your name is, but my son was my life, but now that he's on his own journey, I'm realizing that this is my time to live my true and authentic purpose and passion too. And how wonderful, what a wonderful gift, Julie.
Yes, it's so, so true. And it's the best. It's so much fun. It's time to have fun. It's, you have, even if you're working full time, you can do other things because now your calendar's free. Now you're not driving them to activities every weekend and every afternoon. So it's a fabulous time of life.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much for coming on and speaking. And can you just remind us again where we can find you?
Sure. Yeah, well, I'm on LinkedIn, Julie Wass. I'm on Facebook. You can find me under my name, Julie Wass, also on Instagram. And I have my YouTube channel, which is Midlife Unleashed with Julie Wass. And there are lots of videos on there, so please check it out. And I look forward to hearing from you. And if you'd like to chat, certainly you can reach me through my website, or you can DM me on either Instagram or Facebook, and I'm happy to talk.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Julie. It's been wonderful to hear you speak, and we're really looking forward to your talk on the summit next year. Thank you. Okay, Ramonda's back. I see someone dancing in the green room with a gorgeous red top on. I'm like, Ramonda, I'm just about to lose my voice.
I know, Abigail.
I can't even to mute myself to have a little call. I'm good. But yes, I'm glad that you're back.
I am right here. I've been here all along, but I couldn't detach my baby of me.
Would you like to take the stage and introduce some of our amazing speakers?
Yes, absolutely. Go get yourself some tea and take care of yourself a bit more. My apologies. I have had to take care of mama duties, and I know as women, we surely know what it feels like to juggle life, work, motherhood, and many, many hats that we as women tend to wear. So that is definitely a reality for me right now. I never thought I'd be that person who's running late and, or having to juggle so much, but that is the reality. Anyway, I think we as women can do it all, don't you? And today I am excited to invite our next speaker, who's definitely a powerhouse. She is such a wonderful lady. So I'm looking forward to bringing on Jeannie Emily Smith, who is reinvention powerhouse and transformational coach with a deep roots in corporate leadership. She helps women rise, revive, and thrive with confidence, clarity, and authentic leadership. A globally recognized speaker, international best-selling author, and award-winning storyteller, she uses her signature Rise framework and coaching program to guide women through transformation through their story into strategic advantage, creating impact, visibility, and income through purposeful storytelling and powerful personal brand essence. Jeannie, welcome. How are you?
Hi, hello. So good to see you in red too. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. I think we're really matching the colors there with the blue background there. How are you today?
I love it.
Are you excited about delivering your talk today?
I sure am. Yes, I'm nervous.
Oh, don't be. You're in good hands. And you know what? We're really looking forward to actually hearing your message. I certainly am excited to hear what you have to share with our audience. And in a few minutes, I'll be back when you finish.
Oh, thank you. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Janine Emily Smith, as she stated. And today I want to talk to you about being backstage versus being center stage with your story. And I'd really love for us to start with a visualization exercise. Hopefully you'll join me. And if you like, you can close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths. I want us to open up our minds just for a minute, okay? I want you to picture this. You're backstage at your favorite concert or with your favorite speaker. One of mine is Jamie Kern Lima. You're calm, you're excited, and you're confident knowing that you're only behind the curtain temporarily. All right. Now imagine this. You step out behind the curtain onto the center stage. The applause isn't loud. And oh no, it's magnetic. You look out and you see faces leaning forward in their chairs, not because you're famous, but because something in them recognizes something in you. You can open your eyes, and I'm curious, can you feel that moment? People are leaning forward, waiting to hear your story. A little bit about me. I spent way too many years backstage. I stood behind some of my favorite performers and speakers. I watched the way that a room transformed when someone fully steps into their gift. And I remember thinking to myself, one day I will share my message to the masses. One day I'll answer the call and stop playing small. But then the days come and go and nothing changes. There came a moment, though, when I felt the pull so strong, the calling, God's whisper to me, you are created for more, Janine. But because I was neglecting my true calling on the inside, I felt this emptiness show up. I don't know. Have you felt that kind of emptiness? The kind where doing more of the same thing just doesn't fill you up the way that it did in the past? The one where busyness, it just doesn't distract you anymore. So what held me back? This is what I learned. I call them the bullies in my head, the enemy in my thoughts. And I want to ask you something gently. What are the bullies that pull you back? The ones that say, who do you think you are? Now isn't the time. Other people are better. Here's what I learned. These voices, they aren't you. They're not about you. They're about your calling, sister. It is the enemy trying to rob you of your identity so that he can rob you of your destiny. I have seen so many gifted women who never step forward, not because they can't, but because they believe those stupid lies and they stay in that fear. There came a time for me where backstage was not enough anymore. I needed to be center stage, helping people change their lives. Okay, so your stage might be different from mine. It could be church, your kids, a podcast, a published book. Of course, for me, there was fear. I had to move past that. There were seasons of doubt, setbacks, life interruptions. But what if these interruptions, or what we call setbacks, aren't setbacks at all, that they're setups? What if every delay, every detour, every hard chapter of your life led you to the right here and the right now? Before I changed my career, my life, to not just be surviving and to thrive, I had to heal the relationship within myself, my low self-worth, my old identities, the negative stories that I had rehearsed in my head for years. So think of this, sister. What would change in your life if you believed that you could do anything? Fear wasn't a factor. You believe that you are worthy. What would change if you could move past that fear and stop silencing yourself? What if you stopped dragging an old identity into your new season? When I learned to stop silencing myself and learned to turn the volume down on those bullies in my head, everything changed. I want you to know, okay, I did not step into my power early on. I became a global speaker, a 4-time international best-selling author, national TV show host, a podcast host, award-winning songwriter, but most importantly, this is number one, fully grounded in God's grace and purpose for me. All of this after 50. So I want you to truly listen and believe. What if your most powerful chapter hasn't even started yet? I believe when a woman owns her story, then she chooses herself and she stops apologizing for her voice. Her presence shifts. Her relationships all around change. Rooms respond. Do you get me? Are you feeling me? Because badasses and amazing speakers aren't born. They're built. They are built through healing, through courage, through choosing themselves. So let me leave you with this. You too have a message and a calling. I believe it's a moral obligation for us to rise up to the challenge and to change the world. Do you plan to remain backstage and be somebody's shadow, or step out from behind that curtain and be center stage? And please know, it's not too late. You're not too broken. You were never meant to be backstage. Find a way. That's it.
Oh, Janine, that's amazing. I advocate for women's voices, and this is what it's all about, really, to bring our voices, our stories, and no regrets, because, you turn around, life has moved on, things have moved on, you lost that opportunity to speak up, and I love for what you're advocating here. Janine, I'm really looking forward to having it at the Women Thrive Summit in March.
Oh, thank you. I really am. And if anybody resonated with what I said, I'd love to keep in contact. It's really easy to find me. It's Janine Emily on both Facebook and Instagram, spelled Ginine Emily. And then on LinkedIn, I'm Janine Smith. I'd love to hear your story. I really would. It would just stories change lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you support your clients right now?
Oh my goodness. So we do have an entire coaching program to go from story to stage. We take it all the way. I mean, we help you first reclaim your worth and craft your story in a way that people do lean in, but we take it all the way. We can even create a custom song for you because my husband and I are music producers and songwriters. Everybody needs a theme song. That's what I have to say. It's like, you need that power theme song that you walk onto the stage with, but we can take you all the way. I'm having a holiday party where you could ask me anything on Facebook, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central. I believe that the world needs more women powerhouse speakers out there. And I love what you're doing, Raymonda. That's why I joined you and Women Thrive, because you have a heart of gold, you and Abby, and I love you guys.
Oh, Janine, I'm so excited that, a world intersected at this time of, just this time for us to empower more women, because truly I speak to so many people who were once afraid to maybe speak, to share their story, maybe they didn't see their own worth, didn't see how this could make an impact. And lo and behold, their lives transformed. And, like myself as well, I lost my voice mid-20s and I reclaimed my power back. Um, it's life-changing. I
Yes.
can't say enough. It's life-changing.
Yes, it is. Amen to that.
Oh, Jean, amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I want to say to our audience, go and connect with Janine. Go and find out what she's doing, how you can get involved, have those conversations, because honestly, it could be just one conversation away that a whole world of opportunities opens for you. So really appreciate it and look forward to seeing you at the summit, Janine.
Thank you so much. Really quick, I just wanted to say my website is badasslioness.com. It's BADDASS lioness.com, and you can connect with me there as well.
Amazing. And feel free to drop your information in the chat as well, for anyone watching. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Oh, what a wonderful talk that was. I knew she had some power to bring to our audience today. Amazing. How you all doing? Let us know in the chat if you are still here with us. Let us know where in the world you're watching us from. I really always want to know where you guys from. All right, we've got another amazing lady in the works. Her name is Gail Fraser, and she's systems expert and the founder and CEO of Work Simple. She helps creatives and event industry professionals leverage workflow automation so they can show up more vibrantly for the work that lights them up. And she's based in St. Paul, Minnesota. She's an active community builder, a local networker extraordinaire, and a speaker and a host of a young professional workshop, Designing Your Dream Career. And let's be friends, building a community in adulthood. Gail, good to see you, my love.
Good to see you, Ray.
Oh, I'm looking forward to your talk today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We're getting snow here in Minnesota today. So it's a little gloomy. I feel very dark, even though it's about 2:30 in the afternoon here. But I love snow, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, amazing. Let's just make sure we hear you well. Just make sure you're keeping a good distance with your microphone. And I'm really looking forward to just hearing what you have to share today. And I'll be back at the end of your talk to chit chat with you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ray. I'm Gail Fraser, and today I want to talk about burnout because I'm feeling it around the holidays. There's so much going on. If you are a parent, if you are just navigating all of the different moving pieces, myself and my husband, both of our families are here and we're navigating all of the different holidays that we have to attend and the things that you feel like you need to buy and spend your money on. And if you're a business owner, there's a whole stack of things on top of that. Whether this is a slower season for you and you're spending this time strategizing, lead generating for the new year, or this is your absolute busy season, that stacks up and it takes a toll on us as business owners. And one of the things that I recommend and do my work around is how we build the supportive systems we need in our business and in our life to help us through those periods of burnout or prevent those periods of burnout from feeling really, really overwhelming, because nobody wants to feel burnt out. We all want to feel like we're showing up really vibrantly, like our best selves. And while that's not always possible, technology and systems can really make a huge impact in the day-to-day stressors that you're taking on in your life. I'm a systems expert. I work with creatives and wedding professionals to help them identify how they can level up their use of technology through automation, through templatization, so that they can get a ton of time back. Because if you're a creative person, you started your business or you have your side gig because you love what you do. You're really, really passionate about your creative energy and putting that out into the world, and the world needs to see it. It's so powerful what you do. And somehow, sometimes it feels like I started my business because I'm passionate about this creative gift that I have to share with the world. And somehow I'm using all of my creativity, sending follow-up emails, responding to inquiries, trying to track down payments when I'm offering payment plans for flexibility. And it's all those little things that can add up and just make us feel really bogged down and really out of our center of creative genius. And so often I hear from my clients, but won't automation ruin the creative experience that I have to offer my clients? The boutique feel of my business, the one-to-one feeling. And I have a counterpoint. If you started your business because you have an area of creative genius, a creative passion that needs to be shared with the world, and I promise you it does, are you your best self when you're overwhelmed, when you're burnt out, when you're tired of sending emails and dreading the work that you started because you love it? If you're like me, the answer is probably no. And so I encourage you to think about how in your life you can level up in the systems that you have now. And by systems, that might mean your CRM or project management tool. I have a whole slew of notebooks and whiteboards and Post-it notes on my desk, in addition to all of the great systems that I have built out, because that's how my brain works, is a little chaotic up in here, and that's okay. But the overwhelm and the stress of all the things that we have to do as a business owner, if we can chip away at them little bit by little bit, use automation to help improve our experience, can improve our client experience because they're getting things on a timely way. We can also improve our offering and share our creative passion more powerfully with the world. And so I'm Gail Fraser. Like I said, I'm a systems expert and the founder of Work Simple. I'm so honored to be speaking this March in the Women Thrive Summit and to share more about what I do and how you can use operations and systems to level up your vibrance in your own life and your business. And so I thank you all for coming to my talk, and excited to hear more.
Thank you so much, Gail. You've got me. Ta-da!
A nice surprise.
I've morphed. Ramonda's morphed into me.
You and Ray both in the red today. Very festive.
Red and very festive today, and quite a lot of our speakers have been in red today as well. The first part of the showcase today. Thank you so much, Gail. I love to hear you talk, because you know, we've had so many conversations about this, haven't we? About the fact that it's so important that we have these systems in place. It's the backbone of our business. And especially at this time of year where we might be traveling or we want to spend time with friends and family and there's different commitments, just knowing that your business has your back, right? And you have systems in place to be able to create all the automation that you need for things to run smoothly. What do you think about this time of year? Do you think, like, what are your thoughts around that? I'd love to know.
I myself am feeling both energized. I've got a new website coming next week. So if you want to see all about that, I recommend you popping onto my Instagram or my email list and you'll get a nice preview of that. So I'm super excited about that. But with that comes a lot of work and client work and life. And so I'm definitely feeling the strain of the season in addition to all the exciting things that I have going on in my business.
Exactly. Keep it real. Renee
100%.
This is one of my goals for 2026, and avoid the overwhelm. Yeah, get in touch with Gail. She's your girl. We are looking forward to your talk next year on the summit. It's fast approaching. What are you most excited to share on the Women Thrive Summit next year, Gail?
I am so excited to connect with all of these powerful women who are both speaking in the summit, who I've gotten to know over the few months that I've been here, but also get to meet and interact with the audience and share about operations and the power of leveraging automation as a creative and how that can improve your life and take off stress so that you can be fun and joyful in your business.
Yeah, well, we're really looking forward to it. You've got lots of love in the comments here, and we can't wait to hear your talk in March. And can you remind us again where we can find you online?
Yes, you can find me at worksimple.io on Instagram. And that's the best place to find me right now until my website relaunches next week.
Oh my goodness, Gail, that's so exciting. I launched
so excited.
I launched my new website last year, and it's just, oh my goodness, it's so exciting. It's such an exciting part in that journey when you can invest and up level, and I can't wait to see it. I'm sure it's going to be spectacular.
Just fun is what I'm going for. So it's going to be great.
Great. Thank you so much, Gail. Thank you. Okay, we are going to be moving on to our next speaker. I know she's waiting in the green room, and I'm very, very excited to welcome her on stage. Her name is Debbie Lynn. She is a business resilience strategist and certified grief educator who helps high achieving women turn their deepest disruptions, so burnout, betrayal, divorce, loss, into bold, profitable leadership. With over 15 years of experience guiding women through their grief, business setbacks, and identity crisis, she's known for her no-fluff, heart-led approach to reclaiming confidence and profit after pain. Welcome to the stage, Debbie Lynn.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
It's wonderful to see you. Please take the stage, and we'll be back after your talk to have a little chat.
Sounds great. Thank you. Well, I just want to talk by first asking everyone a question. How many of you are successful on the outside, but on the inside, especially lately, you're feeling tired, maybe stuck, and quietly breaking a little? Not loud breaking, not falling apart broken, the kind of broken where you keep showing up, you keep performing, but something inside is dimming you. Now, you're not failing and you're not weak and you're not alone. We all go through these transitions. And today isn't about fixing you. It's about helping you rise. Here's the truth that most people never say out loud. You can't build real profit on unhealed pain. Listen to that, unhealed pain. Pain leaks. It leaks our decisions, our confidence, our pricing, our energy. And that's why I teach with what I call my heart method. It's not a theory, it's not fluff, but it's a way to move from broken to profitable. H is for heal. Heal doesn't mean reliving everything. It means telling yourself the truth. It means that this is the first repeatable tip. We do not have to be healed to be worthy. Healing begins the moment that you stop pretending you're fine. When you heal, you stop making choices from fear, and fear is expensive. E is embrace. Embrace what happened without letting it define you. Write this down. What happened to me is information, not identity. When you embrace your story instead of hiding it, something shifts. Your voice gets clearer, your message gets stronger, and people trust you more, and trust creates momentum. A is for awaken. This is where power becomes back online. We all have to awaken the part of us that still knows who we are, not who we tried to be, what the world expected us to be. What would the powerful version of me do next? Not next year, not when things calm down, next. Power comes from aligned action. R is for reclaim. Reclaim your time, your boundaries, your worth. When you stop overgiving and undercharging, profit follows. Not because you're hustling harder, but because you're leading cleaner. And T is for transform. This is where broken becomes profitable. Not because pain made you special, but because you chose to grow through it instead of shrinking. We don't monetize our trauma. We monetize our transformation, our story. And I want to leave you with this quote. You're not broken, you're buried. And buried things will grow. If this spoke to you, I want to invite each and every one of you. I have a free masterclass coming up on December 30th. And you can reach out to me. If life knocks you down, we all need to heal. The heart method. Listen to your heart, because you can give yourself permission to heal. And that's where the power is, because your story's not over. Your best chapter hasn't been written yet.
Debbie, yes, so good to hear you share your message today. And I truly believe, I always say entrepreneurship is probably one of the best personal development journeys you can ever go on to. And it reveals so much about us. So what you're talking about today is such a big part of your growth and that journey that unlocks all the gems.
Yeah, I learned the hard way, unfortunately. Some of us have to learn by getting our life knocked out of us. But, I think that in those times of crisis, we also can really grow from it and learn who we really are instead of living by the world's expectations.
Yes, absolutely. Debbie, where can people connect with you?
You can connect with me on Facebook at debbietexastx.com, or I'm on LinkedIn as well. And you can also get me at debbielynfl.com.
Amazing, Debbie. We so look forward to having you at the Women Thrive Summit and, of course, hearing you deliver your talk. What will you be talking about during the Women Thrive Summit?
basically similar, becoming profitable when life hits you in the hardest moments, and sharing a bit about my story, how in 1 week I lost a son, a job, and nearly myself.
Oh my goodness.
Rising from the ashes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Debbie, great to see you today, and we look forward to seeing you at the summit in March.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. I'll hand the stage back over to my lovely co-host, Abigail.
I'm really excited to share our last two speakers, so please stay on. Thank you so much for being with us for the whole of this wonderful session. And please keep the momentum going in the chat. It's so wonderful to see your comments and to see what's really landing with you and resonating with you as our speakers share their story and their zone of genius with you. So our next speaker is the wonderful Dawn Gates. She is a retired US Army veteran, certified DEIA practitioner and pivot to passion coach who empowers women to embrace change and step boldly into new seasons of life. After more than 20 years of leadership in the military, she transformed her own journey of transition into a calling, helping others find clarity, confidence, and purpose. Through her Pivot to Passion framework, Dawn guides women in aligning their choices with what matters most, proving it's never too late to rewrite your story. Dawn, it's wonderful to see you here. How are you?
It's so great to be here. I am, as always, I'm so honored to be in the presence of so many empowering women and to hear so many different versions of power and strength and overcoming struggles. I'm just excited to be here.
Well, we love your story and I'm very excited to listen to your talk today. So I'm going to hand it over the stage to you and then come back afterwards.
All right. Thank you so much. As we stand at the edge of a new year, many women, many of us feel a familiar weight, that quiet inventory, the unspoken comparison, the pressure to ask, what do I need to change about myself now? We're constantly surrounded by messages telling us this is the moment to reinvent, to reset, or finally become the woman we were meant to be. But today, I want to pause that narrative because the truth is this: you are not behind, you are not lacking, and you are not broken. You are whole. And this next year is not about fixing yourself. It's about pivoting back to your passion by uncovering more of who you already are. For so many of us, especially women, passion doesn't disappear. It gets postponed by responsibility, by survival, by caring for everyone else first. And over time, we start to believe that if we feel disconnected or unfulfilled, something must be wrong with us. But what if nothing is wrong? What if your restlessness isn't a failure, but a signal that there is more of you waiting to be expressed? We often enter a new year carrying regret for the risks we didn't take, for the boundaries we didn't set, for the dreams we quietly talked ourselves out of. But regret assumes we should have known better. And wisdom reminds us we did the best we could with what we had, what we knew, and who we were becoming at the time. Honey child, baby girl, sweet thing, that woman does not need criticism. She deserves compassion because she carried you here to where you are in this moment in time. Pivoting to passion is not about erasing past versions of yourself. It's about honoring them and then choosing differently when you're ready. A pivot is not a failure. A pivot is a response to new information. And many of us have gained a lot of information about ourselves. We've learned what drains us. We've learned what no longer fits. We've learned what we've outgrown. That doesn't mean something has to change because you're not enough. It means something is ready to change because you are enough. Passion isn't something you have to chase. It's something you uncover when you stop abandoning yourself. Like an acorn becoming an oak tree, you don't grow by fixing who you are. You grow by unfolding into what you have always been. So I want you to do this. As you walk into this next year, I challenge you to reframe. Instead of asking, what should I do differently? Try asking, what feels true right now? What brings me alive? What would it look like to choose alignment over approval? Because pivoting to passion often starts quietly, with honesty, with permission, with the courage to say, I matter too. This year doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. It requires your attention to your energy, attention to your desires, attention to the woman you've been becoming beneath the expectations. So as you move forward, carry these 3 things with you. First, compassion. Release the shame around timing. There is no such thing as an expiration date on purpose. Second, curiosity. Let yourself explore without needing a 5-year plan. And third, trust. Trust that when you honor what matters to you, the path will meet you there. This next year is not asking you to prove your worth. It's inviting you to remember it. So walk boldly into it without regret, without the belief that you need to be fixed, without the pressure to become someone else. Walk into it knowing this. You are already enough. Your passion is still alive, and there is more of you waiting to be uncovered. And that is your pivot point. I'm Dawn Gates, and I want to help you discover your pivot to passion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much. What a great message as we're ending this year and moving into 2026. I really love what you said about a pivot is not failure. And how often do we go through changes in our business and our life, and we fear the change.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my goodness, like this is so unexpected and I don't want this to happen. And actually then it turns out to be such a blessing when
Exactly.
you really repurpose that. And that's what I really love about your message.
Yeah. We can get hung up on the change itself or the fear, but it's inevitable. Something will always come along that will trip you up or maybe present an obstacle, but we all have it within ourselves to manage it and to get through it.
And your message is so clear about the fact that, sometimes that can completely take us out the game. Oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is why I don't do this, but actually looking at it from a different angle and seeing the opportunities and using that as an opportunity to grow. And like you say, pivot into something even more spectacular, something that you might not even have imagined or planned for yourself can then spring from that opportunity.
Exactly. I like to say that life is what happens when you're making plans. It's like you make the plan, but then life will come in and show you the actual way to your path. So yeah, just embrace it.
Thank you so much. What are you pivoting into for 2026, Dawn?
I am pivoting into more of engagement with incredible women, more engagement with people who are looking to transition and pivot into their new spaces, new journeys, walking in belief and walking in my own journey.
Dawn, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom on the stage today. And can you remind us again, where do we find you online?
Sure. I can be found at the Dawn B. Gates on Instagram, and my website is dawnbgates.com.
Wonderful. Thanks, Dawn. Thank you so much for coming and speaking today.
My pleasure.
Okay, so that was fantastic, Dawn Gates. Please make sure that you go and follow her and engage with her and get to know her, because like all of our speakers, she's just wonderful and inspirational. And we are so looking forward to watching her talk next year on the 2026 Women Thrive Summit. Oh, okay, deep breath. We are at our final speaker, and I've been so excited to introduce her onto the stage. Oh, Ramanda! I was just about to introduce Marla, and you popped up.
Well, I love popping back in. I'm happy to do that if you'd like me to.
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Oh my goodness, what a showcase. How are you all enjoying it today? I can't believe this is the final showcase and the final speaker, last but not least, as they say. I'm very excited to introduce our last speaker, Marla Sachs, who is a Radiance Reset mentor and yogic lifestyle guide. She's a painter and an author of The Radiant Woman Shines, whose creative process is deeply rooted in self-discovery, accessing calm, contentment, and illumination through mini moments, pauses, and shine meditations. Her programs reflect a lifetime of internal visioning and emotional release work. I love that Marla opens dimensional doorways to invite women to slow down, feel deeply, awaken to unseen forces, and to reignite their spark through life's ebbs and flows. Marla, hi, welcome to the Speaker Showcase. How are you today?
I am doing well. How are you, Ray?
I'm excited to see you, to see what
Thank
you're going
you.
to share with us today.
Love it so much. It's percolating, and such incredible leaders and speakers for this beautiful day of shining. So that's the message going forth for our final moments here on the platform today. But this is just the beginning for so many of us, and a reminder that we can all be there and support each other in unique ways. So this is fantastic, and happy holidays. And I heard the baby in the background a few times. So
yeah,
good energy.
holidays is just around the corner. It's nearly time to slow down. So, Marla, I'll hand over the stage to you, and I'll be back in 5 minutes to pick up our conversation.
Okay. Hello, it is just fantastic to be here. And at some point today, I thought, wow, yes, the motherhood juggle is real. And then I went to the winter blues are real. And then how can you feel what's real and stay present in the moment? So in a world of robotic precision, in the times where there is so much to decide upon, there's human error and human design, and then the big crutch, AI. How might the memories of yesterday prepare us for today, for this moment, and for tomorrow? My name is Marla Sachs, and although it feels like on some days I've been put through a roadblock, that there's something just stopping me, I love to figure out and kind of do the things that help me shine and get through, as a way to remind any woman that we are in this together. We can get out of the roadblocks. Sometimes it feels like the fall is so hard that we don't know. It's a pain point, it's a shift, it's a unexpected moment. It's the phone ringing, it's the lawnmowers going, it's the noise outside, it's the noise in the head. And I had a writing coach who once said, not everyone overthinks. And I think to myself, how did I get here? where did this all come from? And it always goes back to those earlier days where I didn't trust myself, but believe in myself, believe in others. That wasn't really in my mainstream of thoughts in those days. So just kind of keeping up and not knowing how to rise when the moments of indecision came. But I want to go to that moment on the mat where I found myself in yoga classes, where I heard the teacher say something so powerful, svadhyaya, self-study. This is a Sanskrit word that I never knew. And as I became certified and as I started to develop my own source within as a teacher to reignite that sparkle within, I found that the self-awareness, all of these things that I was wondering, how do I take care of myself? I get a manicure. This was like way back when I used to get a manicure once a week. I used to get, my hair blown out, which I sometimes do when I get a haircut, and other times I do it myself. But I thought self-care meant the massage on occasion, maybe just like treating myself to something tangible. I didn't realize that there was this whole other world of self-discovery, so that on those days when I call my mom on Monday and I say, "How are you?" and she says, and I hear it and it's like not so good. On those days when I wake up and I also feel it, not so good. There's so much external noise in the outside, so much grief. It's in the greater big collective, but this has always been happening. Now it's amplified. And I'm in this great group of women now in a pod, and it's called Amplify Alliance. And I've created this road trip to radiance. This is all about reigniting the sparkle, because we are always changing, and we can find ourselves together in conversations and to communicate and to raise the vibration for the next generation, for the people who are watching us that we don't even realize. Being a friend to ourselves is the self-care. It's the self-evolution. It's making things matter so that we do leave our legacy while we're living. Creating a time to sit quietly doesn't have to mean sitting in a cave. It can be taking these footsteps each day, closing your eyes, using many moments as a pause to reset. My name is Marla Sachs, and I love to vibrate at this high level, but I also know that the winter blues are real. There are some days I wake up and I see that dull outside. There are some days I get the phone call from someone and I feel so sad for what the news that I've just heard, and so many different things that shift my energy. But I want to know that even though my energy goes low, I choose to go higher. I choose to raise the vibration so that I can be the lighthouse. Taking that candle, I want that for you, to light the candle and then light someone else up. Because we all know what it feels like when someone walks in the room and their energy is low. What can we do as women to invigorate the energy of the world, to shine forth, to show that self-care is being self-aware, and we don't have to be greedy with our peace and with what we want to do to take care of our minds. So the swirling thoughts can be something that we turn into this incredible fountain of youth. And again, my name is Marla Sachs, and all roads lead to radiance. I look forward to that talk at the summit. I'm on the 17th, so I believe that's a Tuesday in March. And I look forward to sharing more about my story, about those pieces, falling apart, and my health and various things going low, and then picking up the pieces so I could shine again and share that light with you. Lots of love and light from my heart space to yours.
Marla, oh, so beautiful, and such a beautiful reminder as we transition out from this showcase today into our daily lives, into probably shopping chaos before Christmas and festive season, just to take a pause. And I love your Radiant Woman principle of, that radiance really comes from within. When you are grounded, when you have given something to yourself and you feel whole, that's when you truly radiate the shine. So I guess it's not really about the presence, but about presence of our energy with our loved ones this season.
Absolutely. The gift of presence. It can be that play on words, and it's a great one to see that your presence is the greatest present.
Yeah, for sure. Marla, how do people connect with you?
They can find me at marlasachs.com. And I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, as well as Substack and Facebook at Marla Sachs, MarlaSacks.
Amazing. And what's the name of your book again, if people wanted to kind of explore a little
Oh,
bit about your story?
The gift of the season. So if you are a woman and you want to find out more about the Radiant Woman's Way and these self-care and self-illuminating tips, and the Radiant Woman Shines, you can read a little bit about it and find that information. It's the Radiant Woman Shines. So it's on Amazon and all platforms, and for reading.
Of course. And we'll get to hang out with you more in March during the Women Thrive Summit, which I'm really excited about.
Yes, and that the tagline is reigniting your spark through life's ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
So if you look
And
that up.
sometimes
Thanks for asking about that. Sometimes I forget, like we forget, oh yeah, I did write a book this year. Someone asked, something, then we'll share one thing you were proud of. So I invite the audience all here right now, think of something this past year or something. And I was like, oh yeah, that book finally,
Yeah.
the baby
And I
birth.
know it's still changing lives. I know we had some conversations, in book club and, having conversations with women in women's circles that you're organizing and things like that. So certainly the book is going to travel and continue to inspire many people around the world.
Yes, and I have the Radiance Collective coming and lots of gifts to offer.
Amazing.
Reignite the sparkle and to keep those busy women or those anxious women and just to keep inspiring each other. So thank you so much for your presence and for this gorgeous platform and for being the finale today, but it's also the beginning of wherever we're all going. So thanks for opening this beautiful showcase for us.
Thank you so
You
much.
and Abby.
Thanks so much, Marla. We'll see you again in March for our Women Thrive Summit. Take care for now.
Bye-bye.
Oof, what a showcase. What a showcase. I will just bring on my co-host for one more time before we sign out for 2025 and head over to New Year and Christmas festives.
No, so much to look forward to, and such a, as our speakers reminded us today, such a time for reflection and to make those plans for the new year and pivot into, whatever transformation it is that whatever we want to create, really. We are the masters of our own destiny, and that's a really exciting thought. What are you most looking forward to for next year, Ramunda?
I'm excited to see our women truly transform and the people who will be attending the Women Thrive Summit. And behind the scenes, we've been working on an in-person event in London, and it feels like a true homecoming, if I may say that. It's a homecoming to our city where our story began as Women Thrive, and to reconnect with some of the amazing community that we have in the UK, but also inviting our international audience to join us in London for our in-person event. And I know many of the ladies are already planning their trips to be there in June. And it's the beginning of summer. We always love doing some events, so it's going to be truly inspirational event.
Oh, I'm so excited about the London event, and it's such a beautiful time of year to hold it. And I just know that in that particular venue is going to be the most amazing powerhouse, open-hearted, purpose-driven women from all around the world gathering together, supporting one another, collaborating with one another. It's really going to be a fantastic event. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, we headed to Notting Hill, and if you watch the movie, you know that it's full of character.
I got it. I mean, we were saying, weren't we, yesterday on the call? Watch the movie, and that represents Notting Hill. But you watch the Notting Hill Carnival on YouTube, and that also represents Notting Hill. So it's just a beautifully diverse, very energetic part of London. It's one of my favorite parts of London, and I know that, you know, we're going to host you. No one hosts you like Women Thrive hosts you, so we are excited to see you fly in, and we'll take care of the rest.
Don't tell everybody that we only got limited amount of tickets, girl. Yeah, so we're going to be releasing tickets January 11th. So keep an eye out for our emails, our social media posts. It's a limited seat. So every month we're going to be releasing only 50 tickets up until May, because we do have quite a wait list. So keep an eye out to be the first one to get your ticket if you plan on attending. It's going to be about 250 women there, maybe some men as well. Who knows? Apart from our production team.
Normally just the production team.
I think just production team, but it's going to be a phenomenal 2 days to hang out. So that's a project that's, you know, been kind of really taking my attention and excitement over the last few days.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Well, here's to an incredible 2026 for all of you watching, and our wonderful speakers and everyone at Women Thrive. And to you, Ramonda, I'm wishing you a very, very Merry Christmas and a fantastic New Year.
Thank you. Thanks, Abigail. I hope you feel better. Thank you for being a soldiering through with your cold today. We're going to let you rest and take care of yourself. Please get yourself to bed with a hot cup of tea. And just, I'd like to take, you got it. The final opportunity just to say thank you to all of our speakers who were here today, who also watched and participated, and who are going to be speaking at the Women Thrive Summit. This is our annual Women Empowerment event. It's one of the largest virtual women's events online that's happening in March. So please save yourself a ticket at womenthrivesummit.com. It's going to be a whole 1 week event, and you got to be there. This is going to be so transformational, inspirational, and so many opportunities to network with amazing women from all around the world. So if today is anything to go by, we're going to be doing this for entire 1 week. So I hope to see you there, and share this stream with somebody, share the information about this event. We already have more than 3,000 people in a wait list for the tickets. So it's going to be a phenomenal event. Thanks to our team who's been tirelessly supporting us behind the scenes and making all of this happen. And to all of you for participating, for sharing, for supporting our speakers. We wouldn't be here without our audience today as well. So thanks to all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year in 2026. Take care for now.